hints that a new game system is on the horizon. So this could kind of be connected to the last piece of news. Maybe. But
you mean about bananas?
no, I meant about the hardware, like screens. The article says, this is from Nintendo Life, by the way. The article says, Nintendo did moderately well this year at this year's BAFTA Awards, scooping 3 awards on the night. However, the success of Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey was overshadowed slightly by a tease made by Nintendo's Shinya Takahashi. Speaking to the BBC, the general manager of Nintendo's EPD division said, Nintendo constantly works on hardware, so we have been doing research and development, so you may see the new system sometime in the future. And then it goes on a little bit about the hardware business of Nintendo.
Yeah,
For me, it's not too surprising. They're always working on new Zelda, new console, like everything.
But this also ties into the thing that we said on the last segment, where the listing was hiring people to work on a new console.
Yeah.
So
I think it's
connected. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, we're saying the same thing. We're good here. Yeah, no, I do feel like it's probably connected in some way. Like they may just be patenting, filing patents for new hardwares that they're just looking at testing.
Well, see, if we followed Nintendo's word as absolute truth, which we shouldn't at all.
No.
We did the lies video for April Fools, like the top 5 lies that Nintendo said. But one of them was the Game Boy Advance, the GameCube, I think at the time, and the DS were supposed to be 3 separate pillars.
The 3 pillars?
Like the GameCube was going to be its own thing, the Game Boy Advance was going to remain its own thing, and the DS was going to be its own thing. The DS, Kayla, did you know the Nintendo DS was not meant to replace the Game Boy Advance? They were supposed to be 2 completely separate consoles being supported simultaneously.
Supposedly.
And then they just totally forgot.
But my theory is it was just like a plan B in case the DS failed. You know,
the thing was, it's like you can't say this is not replacing the Game Boy Advance. Oh, by the way, it plays your Game Boy Advance games.
Yeah, exactly. Like
it's backwards compatible though.
Yeah, so they said
the same thing about the Wii U and the Switch, though.
When the Wii U came out, they said the exact same thing. Like, they said, we're going to continue supporting the Nintendo Wii U. By the way, it's being discontinued. We're going to be continuing support for the 3DS, and we're going to provide support simultaneously for the Nintendo Switch. What happens? As soon as the Switch is getting ready to come out, they officially announce they are discontinuing the Wii U, and it's like, you said it's not going to be replacing it, but it's replacing
all the
it.
Wii U games are coming over to the Switch.
It's like the
Nintendo, you're breaking my heart.
Yeah.
Actually, not really.
So, like,
I think it's a branding like backup plan thing. Because if the DS were a big failure, then they could still be like, well, no, we just have the Game Boy still, guys. Don't forget about that, and we'll do the next Game Boy. So sort of not tarnishing the Game Boy brand.
Here's the Game Boy Ultra. Yeah. No, it couldn't have been the Game Boy Ultra. The 64 was the Ultra.
The new Super Game Boy.
Yeah, no, because they put like they put the buzzwords on the consoles. Like there was the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo. There was the
Nintendo 64.
which was it was supposed to be the Ultra 64.
Yeah.
Originally, and then they had the Game Boy, but then they had the Game Boy Advance. So they would put these words at the end of it, like Ultra, Super, Advance, like things that would make kids go, "Oh, this is obviously better because it has Super at the end of it."
Yeah.
Or Ultra. But anyways, the point is, if we take Nintendo's word as truth, the Switch was not replacing the Wii U or the 3DS, then they should theoretically be working on 2 separate consoles. They should be working on the Switch, which obviously they are. They should be working on the successor to the 3DS and the successor to the Wii U. Obviously, we know the Switch is taking over the Wii U. It already has. So that just leaves 3DS hardware, which Nintendo, in an interview a long time ago, said that they were working on a successor to the 3DS. That they were not done. They said, what was it? They said something along the lines of there's so much more that they can do with dual screens that they haven't been able to yet. And that they wouldn't be able to do on the Switch because it only has the one screen. But then it's like, you say, like, there's so much more you can do on the dual screens, but then with Breath of the Wild, the Wii U, like the big thing that was going to separate it from the Switch version was the dual screen.
Mm-hmm.
But then they said that the second screen took you out of the game.
It does.
So,
I agree with that.
Yeah, but like it's like, how does like two screens take you out of the game when like your big push is for the two screens? I don't know.
No.
Like
I feel like they're having a really hard time.
We've talked about it before, but with the two screen thing on 3DS it works because they're just right next to each other.
Yeah.
So you're not really pulling out and then reinserting yourself. With the Wii U, you're not, unless you're holding it like this the whole time you're playing it.
Did you play Star Fox?
Oh yes, I
Zero.
really just want. I liked it, but I just wanted
What was it?
controls
Miyamoto
to be different.
Miyamoto's interview with Star Fox Zero, like someone asked him why you couldn't switch it to normal traditional controls, and he said that it would lessen the experience or something.
No.
And everybody is like, no, it would make it better.
It would, because,
it would
like,
not...
keep the gyroscopic aiming, because I'm all about that. But, no, just, at least have the options. And then, it's...
All right.
Yeah.
But with new hardware that they're working on, like,
Mm-hmm.
do we take Nintendo's word and think there are 3 pillars, so we're going to get a successor to the Wii U as well? Or do you think this is strictly 3DS?
I feel like they're going to do something 3DS again.
I will be surprised, actually, if they do. I think everything's probably coming to Switch.
So
or
do you think
going in that
this
direction.
new
They're just
hardware is a Switch, like a new Switch 2.0?
Yeah.
Switch XL? Switch
Because
Mini?
my thought is that they collapsed the two separate teams at Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like their console and their handheld teams, and just put them into one team already. And then they're moving everything to Switch, which is a home console that is also portable. So I feel like they're just basically amalgamating both their markets into one. And like, if they do that and they can push out like really good content into just like the one market, I think they'll come out stronger for it.
Yeah, I agree.
But I like the 3DS a lot, but it's old, guys. The 3DS is old now.
Yeah.
I have so many different
240p.
Yes.
240p.
Kayla?
How many 3DSs do you have?
Gosh. I have like 2 of the original DS, and then I had the DS Lite, and then I had like the original 3DS, and then the 3DS XL, and now I have I got a 2DS as well, and now I have a 2DS, the new 2DS XL.
You're part of the
Stop
problem.
naming things, Nintendo.
Kayla's part of the problem. Like every time there's like, hey, when Miyamoto was like, hey, there's only going to be the 3DS. There's going to be no other iteration, and the guy interviewing him's like, but
sure, buddy.
But this one girl is buying everything that we put out.
Like, no, it's like they had he was like, you had the DS, the DSi, the DSi XL, the normal DS, the DS Lite, whatever. Like he named off like 5 or 6 different versions of the DS, and he's like, what do you have to say to the people that are waiting to buy a 3DS so they can get the 3DS XL or whatever the new version is? And then Miyamoto was like, there will be
he cleared his
only
just like that.
Yeah, he's like, there's only going to be the one 3DS. There are going to be no other iterations. The 3DS as is perfect. And then a few months later, it's like, it's the 3DS XL. Yeah. And it's like, but Miyamoto, you told me. You promised.
Yeah. Nintendo just can't make up their mind.
Yeah.
There's this interview when the Switch first released, so it's about a year old now, that Pro Jared, who apparently I look like, according to the chat last week, that's what they said. He interviewed Reggie, and half the interview he asked Reggie questions, and then the other half Reggie actually asked him questions.
Ooh.
One of the questions Reggie said, how many 3DSs did you own? And this guy, Pro Jared, he has a lot of 3DSs. Like, he has probably all of them. Like, right up to the new, or at the time, the Galaxy, the new 3DS XL Galaxy
the
edition.
Metroid one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he had that one as well. And just, like, he listed off a ton, and my brain went numb. I was like, how does he have so many? I have a DS Lite and a 3DS, a new 3DS.
Two things here. I would say one, because he does a lot of similar videos, he probably gets sent the new things to review.
Yeah.
And then two, when you make as much money as he does from talking about video games, you probably spend a lot of money on video games.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but Reggie's response when he lists all these, Reggie goes, you are the kind of consumer that I like. And I was like, that sounds very greedy to me.
Yeah.
That sounds like very like, we like your money, Pro Jared.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
Good old Reggie. He's a businessman.
He should have followed up the question with like, how many did we send you for review?
Yeah, actually. And how many of those were free?
Yeah. It's like, how much money do you owe us? Let me just write it down here.
Well, Nintendo can afford it, though.
Yeah. No, I remember Joey, whenever the Metroid game came out, Samus Returns, he posted on, like, Nintendo, some of the people Nintendo didn't tell they were sending out the things. They were meant to be surprises. So, like, a lot of these people would go to their mailbox or whatever, and they would expect Metroid. But then they would get the new 3DS with it.
The Metroid Edition one?
Yeah. Or the new 2DS, I believe, was the Metroid one. So, like, I seen this on Twitter, and then I instantly ran to my mailbox, and I was like, Nintendo, the one game you don't send me is the one that comes with the console? Like, why?
Well, a lot of people were getting review copies of Breath of the Wild with the Switch. And, like, Game Explain, they got in this huge box. They did an unboxing video after their embargo was up. They actually released it. They got this huge box, and inside it was Breath of the Wild for the Switch, the console, a Pro Controller, and all the amiibo. And I was like, like, all of that. They just get it sent to them. It's like, okay, well, that's hella publicity for Nintendo.
That's
but
like $500 worth of stuff.
Oh, more than... Oh, wait, I'm thinking Canadian. So, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
When I bought my Switch, I spent $600 on it, and I bought the Switch... Or that's Canadian, though. There's, like, the Switch, 2 games, amiibo... I can't remember which amiibos I got. And, like, a case. Yeah. And it was, like... It was expensive, man. It was the most money I've dropped, like, all at one time in a long while. Right. Other than, like, furniture shopping.
To finish up this news story, Nintendo's Shinya Takahashi hints that a new game system is on the horizon. That statement, and then the statement that he made, I think, is an obvious one. Nintendo, they're always going to be working on hardware. So
yeah, the horizon could mean 4 years from now.
Yeah. So it's like...
Yeah.
This, theoretically, this could be a new version of the Switch. It could be a new version, whatever the successor to the 3DS is. Or if we believe Nintendo's words, and the Switch is not replacing the Wii U, as they said, then it could be a successor to the Wii U.
Yeah.
Which is the Switch. But
so...
yeah. So
I guess we'll find out.
It could be any of those three, depending on if you want to believe Nintendo or not. Our last story... I guess I'll do this one really quick.
Do it.
Yeah, Jesse.
From Nintendo Life, a rumor says, this isn't even a rumor. I want to start this over.
It's like more of a question.
No, it says rumor.
A question about a rumor.
It says rumor, did Bethesda just tease Doom 2? And it's like, well, Bethesda teasing Doom 2 isn't the rumor because they did tease it. There's not a rumor that it happened. It did happen. Like that.
That's...
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to start this over.
It has the title of the game in this article.
Yeah, okay. Doing this one over because that did not make sense.